Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to be doing a guide for Omen. This is a pretty basic guide, but I'm just going to be going over his abilities and some tips for all his abilities to use them a little bit better in your game. As you can see by this, I have over 3,000 hours on Omen, and I know life Omen, so I just thought I'd make a guide for you guys, so hopefully you enjoy. Alright, to start off with, his first ability is the Shrouded Step, which is basically just... Oh, that's not it. It's basically just a teleport that lets you teleport anywhere that you click. Similar to Reaper from Overwatch, but a little bit shorter, like a lot shorter. So that's pretty much it for that ability. Okay, and for Omen's second ability, it is the Paranoia, or the Omen Blind. So as you see by the map in the top left, it goes pretty far and it's a pretty wide area, so you can just throw it, and it goes the same speed no matter how you throw it, and it will blind everyone and anything in its path, even utility. It also goes through walls, so... Okay, the third ability that Omen has is called Dark Cover, which is the smoke. So for this ability, you want to press the button that you have binded to it, and then you can use left click to move forward, and right click to move backwards. You can also reposition your character to adjust the way the smoke is facing as well. To place the smoke, you just want to press the same button again that you used to bring up this whole interface. So it's pretty simple, and as you can see, it goes really far and allows you to smoke from pretty much anywhere on the map, depending on where the enemy goes and where your teammates need smokes. Another thing to know about Omen smokes is if you look in the bottom middle, you'll see that the smoke takes 30 seconds to regenerate over time throughout the round, so this is the only ability on Omen that regenerates over time. I also believe that this is the only smoke character with a smoke that regenerates over time, which gives you almost 4 smokes if you use the smoke at the start of the round, and the round lasts the full duration. And finally, the fourth ability is the Omen Teleport, which allows you basically just to pull out a huge map and click wherever you want to teleport. Another thing you can do with the Omen ultimate is, say you ult somewhere and don't see anyone, or you see someone, you can press the button again and it will cancel the ultimate and send you back to where you started. Alright, so let's get into where to smoke now, and how to smoke, to be exact. So I'll give you guys one situation right now for defense. So let's say you are holding right here on generator and you have another teammate in tree over here. The round starts and your teammate says, "I hear noise A." So you want to get ready and drop your smoke right there. And you want to make sure that your smoke is perfectly flush with the wall and giving very little to, if not any, room at all for the enemy to come out without being exposed to all of the angles. So if you see, as soon as they come out the smoke, let me replace it. This is a little bit worse, but as soon as they come out, they'll still be exposed to all angles, even the corners, no matter where our teammates will be. So those guidelines for the defensive smokes are pretty much going to be applied to all the maps that you play. You always want to make sure that it's pretty much flush with any wall that you smoke it across, and you always want to smoke the points of entry for your team. So on Ascent, that would be here, that would be here, another smoke could be here, or even here, and here for B main. So those are all general good smokes, depending on where your team wants it. Another way to use smokes on Omen for defense is one-ways. So to do a one-way, you pretty much want to open your menu, and then go forward to a wall, and you'll see the green arrow on the center of the screen. You'll see it drop like that. Wherever that green arrow is, that is where the smoke will land. So for an example, I'll drop the smoke, let's say, right here. It's going to land wherever that arrow is. No matter what, that's going to be the center of the smoke. So you want to make sure the smoke is on top, with the arrow on top of the wall, and then you smoke it, and it will drop perfectly on the center of the wall. Some one-way examples could also be like right here. This is a one-way for this. Gives your teammate a clear advantage for anyone pushing cap. Another example for mid could be right here. This smoke is pretty good. It's a little risky though, because you have to get it just right to not be visible from cat and down below as well. And this is what it looks like from the other side. So you can only see the feet really if they're on the floor, and they can't see cat at all. And another example of a one-way is right here on Ascent. So you want to line up the circle right there, or the triangle, and then drop the smoke, and boom, you have a one-way. So you just want to experiment around, and you'll be able to find different one-ways that can be used. And yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the Paranoia or the Omen blind. Some ways that you could use the Omen blind is like using it for entry on B. So let's say the round just started. As soon as the round starts, you want to line up your blind just like this. Throw it right when the round starts, and then your team will have a free entry through here. It will leave no room for anyone to be able to peek from main or anything. And if they do, they'll have to push into this corner and you'll be able to hear them run there. Another spot you can use the blind is on cat. So let's say your team is pushing, you drop a smoke there, and then you blind. And this whole area is pretty much clear. And you can push in, and I wouldn't recommend pushing the smoke, but you can if you want, because it should be clear or they'll be blind. And one more example for the Omen blind is on A. Say you don't have a Sova or anything to clear early on. You can use the blind right here to clear off like a jet op or something if they're pushing A aggressively. Sometimes you can also even use the blind here if you have a Sova or something else to clear main. You can use the blind offensively to clear like generator or something and have your jet dash in and clear that spot. So the third ability that we're going to go over is the teleport. This ability can be used for a lot of different things, but a lot of the time it's just used for repositioning. So let's say they're pushing B and you decide to try to get into this corner before they make it, and someone gets a glimpse of you and they know you're here. So you can easily just teleport out and instantly reposition. So it's really forgiving if you make bad plays. That's most of the reason why I like it, because it allows you to get away with pretty crazy stuff. The Omen teleport can also be used as like an offensive mechanic. So let's say you're blinding or you're smoking and then you blind generator. You could teleport over here and walk in here, and generator should be blind and he should be hiding either here or somewhere over there. So it's pretty good for different types of plays that you want to do. It's all about just having the confidence and learning what you want to do with it. Another example that I like to do, so let's say they already have a site. Sometimes I'll put a smoke up there, and then jump, teleport, and you're pretty much completely clear from all angles except for backside and everything else. But it's a pretty risky play, but that's how you should be playing Omen. You want to be playing him risky. You want to be taking those plays that you can't normally do with other agents because you have a teleport. I see a lot of Omen players who will play Omen and they won't use this teleport at all. So I really encourage you to just try any teleport that you think will work, because the worst that's going to happen is that you're going to die and your team is going to lose the round, blame you, start yelling at you, call you a thrower, and call you trash. So that's the worst that could happen. Another example for retaking with the teleport could be, say you drop a smoke here, you get in close, take out your teleport, and then you teleport here. This is pretty ass, but yeah, sometimes it works. You just gotta have backup. If your team follows you in, they can easily get trades off of you. Another one is right here. I like to do this one a lot. You want to drop a smoke somewhere like that, and then you just want to jump and teleport, and then you're in the corner. So the only way you're gonna honestly die from this teleport is if someone turns around from over here, or if someone's playing there. So it's just a risky play. You always want to be spraying the corners before you do any type of play though. You always want to make sure you clear every basic angle before. And finally, we have the ultimate. The ultimate's honestly really useful and underrated because it's literally an instant rotate and it can do a lot of things psychologically. So let's say the enemy team is coming B and I'm all the way on A. So I want to drop a smoke B, and I could use my ultimate to reposition into their spawn towards B side. And on their side of the screen, they'll also know that I'm ulting, so they're going to be keeping an eye out for me from the flank, or they're going to just rush and hit the site as quick as they can to avoid the flank. Another way to use Omen ult defensively is, let's say you're defending B site and you're the only one on B site and they're all pushing you and you're stuck back here. You can honestly ult out, reposition to a safe location, and retake the site with your team. So a lot of people don't think about it, but it's way worth it to reposition if you're guaranteed not at least 1 or 2 kills. It's way better just to fight with your team if you can. For offensive ultimates, I really enjoy just going into random spots, and normally I buy a shotgun and I'll go into random spots such as here, and it's pretty much just a gamble. It's 50-50, either there's someone up here or there's not. If there's no one up here, you're able to stick it and explore and try to find someone. If someone's up here, just cancel it. It's no big deal. There's no other real use for Omen ultimate on attack besides doing that, or using Omen ultimate to get the bomb if your team trolls and lurks with the bomb or something like that. But overall, you want to mostly use your Omen ultimate on attack offensively. Being able to just go anywhere on the map is huge because it makes the enemies on edge. They're gonna have to be looking for you, and it's just a whole person unaccounted for that could be anywhere on the map. So don't be afraid to just ult anywhere that you think is cool or fun, and try to just live as long as you can and cause a disturbance. Another thing that you can use Omen ult for is, let's say you're defending A and it's super quiet, no one's making any noise, you already used your Sova dart, everything. Well, you can use your Omen ultimate to check A site, look around, and then cancel it. And then you'd be able to relay any information that you got through that teleport. So say you saw 3 people, you could say, hey, I saw 3 people A. They won't be able to dodge that util because it's literally a full body teleporting there. The only way they'll be able to cancel it is if they shoot you right away and you don't get accurate information on how many people are there. Okay, I think that's going to be the end for the guide, honestly. I just wanted to go over one more tip that I forgot to mention with the Omen smoke. Okay, so let's say the round hasn't started yet and you're waiting for the round to start. You always want to have your smoke ready for the opposite site, just in case the enemy team is shift walking or instantly rushes that site. That way your team can properly fight off the smoke. Because with Omen smokes, it takes quite a bit of time to get over quite far distances. So always make sure that you're prepared to smoke the other site and your team isn't waiting for smokes. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to mention for smokes. But yeah, I just forgot to mention that earlier in the smoke section. And one final tip I have for anyone that wants to play Omen is to be confident and to be aggressive when you play him. Do not play passive Omen. Passive Omen becomes boring, predictable, and not fun. As always too, your #1 best friend in Valorant when you're playing Omen is also your map. Always use your map to identify where you're going to be teleporting, where your smoke is going to be, and where your blinds are going to go. You need to be looking at your map. You also need to make sure that you're in good positions to properly use your blind and your smoke, because it can only go so far. You don't have to really worry about that on Ascent, but on Breeze and stuff, you're gonna definitely have to be repositioning to smoke further spots. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here for the basic Omen guide. I didn't go too deep into detail. If you guys would want me to make more videos like this, just let me know, and I'll make some more in-depth guides on each individual ability and different spots you can use them on different maps. But this is my first guide, so cut me some slack. If you have any tips or suggestions, just please let me know. And if you have any questions also about Omen, just comment them down below and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. As always, if you enjoyed, just leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.